The group has of course changed a lot since it was founded back in the 19th century. But its two large business lines, concessions and contracting, have been around since the beginning. They complement each other and fertilize each other. It all started with electricity concessions. Group companies built hydroelectric dams and built and operated electricity transmission and distribution grids. They also built tramway lines in Lille and Roubaix and local railway lines. And they built water supply and sewerage networks. GTM, short for Grands Travaux de Marseille, was established in 1890 to build and operate the sewerage system in Marseille, and later grew into one of VINCI's main pillars. At first, this integrated model was an exception française, so to speak, and VINCI was one of the groups that invented it. This was the model that enabled public works companies to grow into powerful groups in the 20th century, in step with urban development and with transport and energy network expansion. Vast construction sites mushroomed everywhere. Engineers and entrepreneurs were building infrastructure for a new world about to dawn. Motor cars were one of the big inventions of the 19th century and started becoming increasingly popular at the start of the 20th century. That was when roadworks companies started appearing and building the infrastructure for a network that has not stopped expanding since. The group's companies soon started venturing beyond their French bases into international markets. They branched into Russia, Argentina, and the Ottoman Empire, and on to Africa, at first during colonial days and later under cooperation agreements with the states that had become independent. They were also active in the Near East, Asia, and Latin America, building large projects such as the Galeão Bridge in Rio de Janeiro and Aswan Dam in Egypt. When France nationalized its electricity and railway companies, the group's businesses diversified into new types of concessions. They started with motorways. Cofiroute was established in 1970, when the French government decided to call in private companies to build motorways faster and make up for lost time. Then came car parks. When there were more cars than parking spaces above ground, the only option was to build car parks under city centers. VINCI companies then started operating concessions on large bridges and tunnels. The Prado Carénage Tunnel in Marseille, Second Tagus Bridge in Lisbon, and Confederation Bridge in Canada are only a few examples. Concessions then stretched to encompass stadiums, in particular the Stade de France, which was built in record time for the 1998 Football World Cup. Besides working on these concession projects, group companies were also growing all their contracting businesses. In Europe, particularly in Central Europe following the fall of the Berlin Wall, and on international markets further afield. That way, they started broadening their fields of expertise and building full business lines, encompassing engineering, production, and project management capabilities. These public works companies, which have since teamed up in VINCI Construction, were gaining prominence at the same time as the roadworks companies that have now joined forces in Eurovia, and the electrical engineering companies, which later became VINCI Energies. So, VINCI's DNA is rooted in this twin culture, spanning concessions and contracting. And that is the DNA that the group has been deepening in more recent years. But how did VINCI become VINCI? First of all, the civil engineering and public works sector hit fierce turbulence in France and around Europe in the 1990s, prompting the group's companies to think again about the way they were doing business. VINCI was certain of one thing, that there was a different way of doing business in the civil engineering and public works sector, and that there was a way of making them profitable and of delivering results. the key was to take a new look at the management methods. VINCI then embarked on a cultural revolution based on two principles. First, its shared management culture focused on net profit rather than gross revenue, meaning a selective approach to business opportunities and tight risk management. Second, the organization decentralized, empowering local managers and encouraging operational teams to take initiatives. This culture provided the foundation for VINCI to rise to new heights as the 21st century was starting. 2000 was a key year. It was the year that the SGE and GTM, two groups that had grown along similar paths, concurrently handling concessions and constructions as subsidiaries of larger conglomerates, merged and became independent together. The new group was named VINCI, was included in the CAC 40 blue chip index on the French stock market shortly afterwards, and went on to emerge as a world leader in concession and construction. VINCI enjoyed truly spectacular growth in both its business line families throughout this time. First of all, in concessions. 2001. VINCI founded VINCI Park, which went on to become one of the world's top players in the car park business. VINCI later opened VINCI Parks Capital to enable it to continue its expansion with the support of new partners. 2006. When the French government privatized the country's motorways, VINCI already operated the concession on Coffee Route, took over the ASF and Escota concessions, and established VINCI Autoroutes, which became Europe's #1 motorway operator. 2011, VINCI ventured into high-speed railway line concessions with the South Europe Atlantic High-Speed Line in France, which is the biggest civil engineering building site in France today, and the largest infrastructure concession in Europe in recent years. 2013, VINCI Airports took over the Portuguese company ANA and became the operator of 10 airports in Portugal, alongside its existing operations in Cambodia, where it holds the concession for the country's 3 international airports, and France, where it operates some 10 regional airports. The ANA acquisition quadrupled VINCI Airports' business. VINCI also increased its stake in Aéroports de Paris to 8%. 2015, VINCI Airports accelerated its international expansion, winning the concessions covering Arturo Merino Benitez Airport in Santiago de Chile, the Kansai and Osaka airports in Japan, and 6 airports in the Dominican Republic. VINCI Airports now serves nearly 100 million passengers annually, making it one of the top 5 airport operators worldwide. In the meantime, VINCI was also securing new concessions on international markets, for example in Greece, Germany, Slovakia, the United States, and Canada. Once the new motorway, airport, railway, and stadium concessions were won, VINCI continued to innovate during the operational phase by developing new user services. With digital technologies, the relationship with users can now be customized. Then, in contracting. The 3 branches in the contracting business also enjoyed robust growth, both organic, fueled by their buoyant management strategy, and through acquisitions, which expanded their fields of expertise and opened doors in new countries. VINCI Energies took over Cegelec and stepped up its efforts to develop its international networks in its 4 main technology areas. VINCI Energies also became a top-tier player in Switzerland, where it acquired Etivis, and Germany, where it acquired GA Gruppe, and consolidated its position in Brazil, where it acquired Orteng Engenharia e Sistemas. In information networks and systems, it virtually doubled its business volume with the acquisition of Imtech ICT. Through its network of 1,500 business units, VINCI Energies provides comprehensive solutions combining energy and information technologies for all its activity sectors. Eurovia also diversified into railway works by taking over ETF and started running its own quarrying business by taking in Tarmac. It concurrently expanded into roadworks in the United Kingdom, Central Europe, the United States, and more recently, Canada, where it acquired CarMax in Alberta and BA Blacktop in British Columbia. In its laboratories, Eurovia is developing environmentally friendly products and processes. Innovation is becoming an increasingly important source of competitive advantage for the company. VINCI Construction is building strongly on the three pillars of its business model. 1. Its networks of local subsidiaries in France, the rest of Europe, Africa and other countries around the world, such as New Zealand. 2. Its complex major projects activity, carried out around the world. 3. Its specialist activities, also highly international, which took on a new dimension with the arrival of Soletanche Bachy in ground technologies and Entrepose contracting in oil and gas infrastructure. Meanwhile, each VINCI business line has been developing on its own momentum, and they have all been expanding together by leveraging group-wide synergies. That is how VINCI became VINCI. VINCI is a world-class concession and construction company today. Its 185,000 employees and 2,100 business units spanning about 100 countries work on over 260,000 construction projects each year. VINCI generates nearly 40 billion euros in revenue and consistently delivers solid results year after year. And the group's share prices over the past 15 years approximately show that investors and shareholders trust this group. To pursue its growth going forward, VINCI will continue to expand internationally in its two major families of business activities. It will cultivate the agility that is part of its entrepreneurial DNA and build on its decentralized organizational structure to keep pace with the increasingly rapid changes taking place in its markets. More specifically, it will step up innovation to adapt to the two revolutions that are transforming its business sectors: digital technology and climate change. But at VINCI, success means more than its business model and its economic performance. As the group says in its tagline, real success is the success you share. And that means sharing with employees, customers, shareholders, and society. We believe in humanistic values because women and men are our most valuable source of wealth, and because our entrepreneur DNA means people matter more than systems. We build everything we build for the public, and these projects often bring deep-reaching changes to the cities and areas surrounding them. That is why we aim higher than technical excellence. We aim for all-round excellence in every project we work on. The VINCI Manifesto is more than a name. It is a firm commitment we make to our customers and partners, covering every aspect of our business. We pledge to reach out to and exchange with stakeholders, comply with our ethical principles, promote green growth on our projects, and engage in civic projects. And in the group, we pledge to strive for zero accidents, build skills, foster equality, and share the benefits of our performance. What we know how to do, how we do it, and the commitments we honor will enable us to continue to make a difference in each country we work in. And this is how we will build the VINCI of the future, together.